Hey guys, I'm Kinsey Immuno Lab's Holistic Health Coach. I am super thrilled to introduce a new feature to our webinars, which is Ingredient 101. In this series, each presentation will highlight an out-of-the-box, trendy ingredient that might just be new to you and show you how to integrate it into your everyday meals. The first foods to be featured are bee foods. Bees are a crucial part of our food supply. It is estimated that about 1/3 of the world's food supply depends on bee pollination. Other than their relationship to food, bees provide us with valuable items for medicine. These items include honey, wax, apitherapy, pollen, royal jelly, and propolis. Beginning with one of the more familiar foods bees have to offer is honey. Everyone knows the characteristic, sweet, golden taste of honey. Honey is produced when bees consume plant nectar and mix it with various enzymes. They then regurgitate this partly digested substance, now honey, and store it in their hive for a quick source of energy. Not only is honey a great natural sweetener and alternative to white sugar, it is a great remedy for burns. Honey can be directly applied to burns to prevent blistering and speed healing. Part of its healing power is attributed to its antimicrobial properties. Honey is the only food in the world that will never spoil. Honey is also commonly used to prevent seasonal allergies. Take 1 teaspoon a day of your local raw honey if you suffer from allergies. Most store brand honeys, those honey-filled plastic bears, are an extremely processed product. Pasteurized at very high heat, the enzymes are denatured and probiotics killed. Additionally, these processed honeys are often completely stripped of the beneficial pollen. The worst part about processed honey, however, is not what is removed, but what is added. Processed honey is often cut with corn syrup, antibiotics, and heavy metals, even if the product is labeled pure honey. Always buy raw honey, which may be labeled unpasteurized. If at all possible, buy it from a local beekeeper. If you are not able to source honey from a nearby beekeeper, I recommend checking out what's available at your local health food store or buying online. Beeswax might be another well-known bee product to you that also has some amazing properties. Bees fly roughly 6 times around the earth to yield 1 pound of beeswax. Beeswax is very soothing to the skin and can be used externally, mixed with olive oil, herbs, or essential oils. It also has great utility as it is used in natural wood treatments and for sealing cracks. And of course, there's sweet-smelling beeswax candles, which are a great clean-burning alternative to toxic paraffin candles. Bee pollen, not to be confused with airborne pollen, is basically the sperm of the plant world. Yes, you heard correctly. Bees collect it on their hind legs and use it as their primary protein source. It has 5 to 7 more times the amount of protein than meat, gram for gram, and is one of the most digestible forms of protein available. Bee pollen is also one of the most dense sources of nutrients in nature, containing almost all factors needed to live. If you were stranded on a desert island, theoretically, you could survive off the stuff, although I have yet to meet someone who has tested this out. It has been shown to help anemia, constipation, colitis, sinusitis, asthma, and bronchitis. I love adding 1 to 2 teaspoons of bee pollen to my smoothies or sprinkling it on top of oatmeal. I advise buying local bee pollen as it will help to tune your body into your surrounding environment. This is kind of in line with the idea about eating warm food in the winter and cool food in the summer. Most health food and natural food shops now carry bee pollen. Sometimes it can be found sitting on the shelf right next to the honey, but the best quality bee pollen will be found in the fridge or freezer section of the shop. Royal jelly is a white, gooey substance that the bees secrete from glands located on their heads. A larvae, being reared for queenhood, is fed copious amounts of royal jelly, which is considered a superfood. It contains fatty acids, B vitamins, might I add the best natural source of vitamin B5, amino acids, minerals, and a protein called royal lactin, which is responsible for catalyzing the metamorphosis from a worker bee to queen bee. A queen bee is larger than the average worker, elongated, and regal-like. And while a worker bee has underdeveloped ovaries and can only live 6 weeks, a queen bee does have ovaries and can live up to 5 years. Unfortunately, due to conventional farming and chemicals, queens no longer live this long. The last superfood bees produce is propolis. Propolis is a resin that trees release to heal and repair damage and prevent disease. Bees collect this resin to patch up the hive. They also use it as an antibiotic, antifungal, and antibacterial to keep out viruses, bacteria, and infection. Through the same properties, propolis works wonders in our body, fighting sickness and boosting the immune system. Bees use the sticky substance to fill in gaps in the hive and to fix the honeycombs onto the frame. It makes the beekeeper's work more difficult, but protects the bees from rain, wind, and cold temperatures. Bees also use propolis to protect themselves from invading creatures. Before the queen bee lays her eggs, worker bees will line her nest with propolis to free it from microorganisms. Like honey and pollen, propolis is safe for humans of all ages to ingest. It is a very powerful antimicrobial substance. It has been used for over 2,000 years by many cultures to successfully heal acute and festering wounds and burns. Taken internally, it acts as an immune-boosting remedy and also like an antibiotic. It sometimes destroys and inhibits many bacteria from multiplying. However, propolis does not destroy the gut bacteria like many pharmaceutical antibiotics do. Bacteria are unable to develop resistance to propolis because it is a very complex substance containing hundreds of chemical compounds which constantly vary in their natural composition. This is the strength of propolis as a powerful natural antibiotic. I don't know about you, but I love finding new healing foods at the grocery store that I've never seen before to bring home and figure out how to incorporate them into a recipe. Hopefully, by the end of each presentation, these ingredients will be more familiar to you, and you'll be inspired to experiment with them in your kitchen too.